Up at 20 to 6 in the morning.
Okay.
Grumpy as all hell. Go downstairs, bowl of cereal, turn on my iPad, see what's going on in the boxing world naturally. Cup of coffee, get going, get to the gym at 7.
Okay.
Start working with fighters throughout the day.
Okay.
Have pretty much an hour's break, hour and a half's break to fetch my kid from school.
Okay.
Back in the gym at 1:30. There till about 8 o'clock at night. Training fighters throughout the day. We spar 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. Obviously varying the fight situation and how many weeks out we are, it depends. But working with fighters one-on-one, I occasionally do group training, but when we're getting guys ready for fights,
Gotcha.
it's one-on-ones.
Yeah.
And obviously strategizing in between my spare time, I'm watching fights, working on strategies. At the moment, Adrian Broner, I think, is a young guy who's loudmouthed, who's brash, who's arrogant, who's a good-looking, marketable fighter who can really fight. He's unbeaten 26 fights and 21 knockouts. I was fortunate enough to meet him now in LA.
Okay.
Super talented guy. I think he's one of the stars for tomorrow. And then obviously Andre Ward, the way he took Chad Dawson apart was commendable. Even though Dawson was coming down in weight, but he's still a talented, unbeaten guy. And then obviously I was a Pacquiao fan, but even though he got knocked out against Marquez, I still think he's a good fighter. Sure, there were a lot. I have a mini flyweight champion in Heki Butler. I was a big fan of Kosanati Joy. I think he might have gone off the edge a little bit, losing to Rodriguez in Mexico. I know he just won a WBA eliminator against an absolute bum. I mean, the guy was 22-2, but he fought nobodies. And Joy apparently walked right through him in the first round. So I was a fan of Joy. Obviously, I'm a fan of Heki Butler. I mean, Heki's been my baby since the age of 18. I've had him since amateur days, and he's really blossomed into a good, complete fighter. And I think he's starting to reach his peak now.
Yeah.
Maybe another year or two, and then he'll be he's got the top of his game, or maybe not. Maybe he just keeps getting better and better. That's what I've seen in his performances. And I like Tommy Eustace, and I think he's good. Maruti Mtalani, I think, is a solid champion as well.
Okay.
I think he's turning 31 or 32 this year, so he needs to get a move on. But he was very exciting, a good, solid IBF flyweight world champion. Freddie is, to me, probably one of the greatest boxing trainers in boxing history. If you look at his track record, he was the assistant trainer to Eddie Futch, who, I don't have to tell you about Eddie Futch, one of the greatest trainers of all time. Eddie was one of the last line of teachers. So was Angelo Dundee, he passed away. So Eddie had 2 assistant trainers. One was Thel Torrance, and the other was Freddie Roach. And the reason why I chose Freddie 3 years ago to do a mentorship with and to learn from was I wanted to go to an American trainer who is a boxing teacher.
Okay.
So it's not so much being a decent coach, it's about being able to teach as well. So the whole thing is that you can do a personal training course and you can be a trainer and you have an interest in boxing and you can become a coach. There's no wrong way or right way. But if you want to become a boxing teacher, you need to hang out with boxing teachers. And he was one of the last line of guys. And the reason why, besides obviously the success he's had with Pacquiao, and I mean he's trained all the stars, he's trained Oscar, Bernard Hopkins, Tyson and all those guys, and obviously Michael Moore and so forth. But I wanted to go with a guy who is a proper teacher.
Okay.
So I was actually telling Freddie this, and we were actually debating this, and he agreed with me, that he's one of the last line of teachers. The other question, typical day. So what I do is when I stay in LA, I'm up 6:30, breakfast, protein shake, in the car, driving on the other side of the road, nearly killing myself, getting into the gym 8:30 in the morning, work shadowing him, being in the gym with him, watching him coach, watching him catch mitts, watching him work the corner, watching him tape hands, and asking 1,000,002 questions.